What's going on, guys? Killer6 back with another episode of This Gun Sucks, and this time we're taking a look at the conference call. That's right, what was once an absolute beast of a gun on Borderlands 2 has been reduced to a shell of its former self here on Borderlands 3. And I know a lot of you guys out there are going to be like, oh, they've killed all the old Borderlands 2 guns. No, they haven't. The Unkempt Herald is arguably stronger in Borderlands 3 than it was in Borderlands 2, and that's saying something. But the conference call, it's just underwhelming. So first, let's just compare something real quick. So looking at the conference call, it's on the left side here, and the Butcher on the right hand side. The Butcher got a buff recently, and just look at every single statistical category on this thing. It's just better in every single way. Plus the gimmick of the Butcher allows you to keep regenerating ammo. It's just I feel like the conference call was really lacking, and that's about the best way I can put it. It's just really lacking right now in Borderlands 3, and I kind of hope that we can maybe see this thing get a little bit of a buff at some point. That said, we will talk about the buffs that it has gotten here in just a moment. So let's start off by talking about number one, how do you get this gun? This is a base game weapon. It can world drop, but you can also farm Judge Hightower and Lectra City on Promethea for this thing if you want to do that. One of the main problems that I have with this gun is the sheer amount of time that I spend reloading it. And this particular version that I've got right here is Radiation, plus I rolled the fadeaway active weapon damage increased by 150. So all the damage you see me doing is basically because, you know, fadeaway, because as you see, when we come out of fadeaway, we can rip through the shields. Of course, against armor, radiation is going to be a bit weaker, so not so good there. The main things that this gun struggles with are mag size, reload speed, and it kicks a little bit. So here's me not trying to correct the kick. So as you can see, once you start shooting for a moment, it stabilizes itself a little bit, but that initial shot is a huge kick, and that's kind of a problem. The ammo consumption, I mean, it's only one ammo per shot, but the problem is it takes so many shots to kill most enemies. Like, we go through an entire mag right here to try and kill that guy, and these are basically trash mob guys here, right? You know, like this, it took an entire mag. Now you compare that to the Butcher. Like, watch this with the Butcher. No fadeaway, just hold down the trigger and we just melt through enemies' health bars and stuff, right? I mean, it's so much better in every single way that it's hard to really justify using the conference call. And it's so much easier to get the Butcher than it is to get the conference call. Like, literally, you can set your game on Mayhem 1 and go farm for the lootagrams and get yourself Butchers like super fast and super easy. Whereas with the conference call, you have to, you know, do the mission to kill Kilovolt, get to Lectra City, go farm Judge Hightower, who's all the way on the other side of the map, or, you know, maybe get it as a world drop, whatever. But the point is, it's more complicated to get this thing, but it does less work than the Butcher, and I guess that's kind of my issue. Obviously, this gun is best on flak because of the crit damage you can get out of flak, but the gimmick of this gun has always been that, you know, when you shoot enemies, you get these other projectiles that are coming out of the side. See all these little split-offs? But they don't do any kind of realistic damage in this game, and I don't really understand why. I can tell you that back on October 8th of 2020, they made it so that the initial target will now be hit with the weapon's extra projectiles. It just doesn't seem like it's really actually doing anything when those extra projectiles hit. And when they hit other enemies, it definitely feels like it's not really doing much either. So maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm imagining things. Where this thing is best is obviously on larger targets where those extra projectiles actually do feel like they seem to hit more often, and not so much on these smaller targets where it feels like the projectiles aren't hitting. So what would I do to fix this thing? First and foremost, I would give it more stability. Like, you know, when you control it, it's not so bad, but if you are hip firing or you are trying to keep your first few shots on target, this thing feels kind of rough in terms of the stability. I'd also give it a bigger mag size and increase the damage slightly, because right now the gun feels like you spend the majority of your time reloading it and not so much time actually engaged in battle and doing damage. And as you can see, we're running out of ammo right here. We're about to run out of ammo. So that's the other problem. Whereas, you know, if I swap to the Butcher, I could just basically shoot forever and probably never run out of ammo. So that's kind of my issue with the conference call, is everything about it is very much subpar compared to other shotguns, and especially like compared to like the Heartbreaker, which got a buff a while back as well. This gun just feels very weak. This gun did receive one other buff, and that was a 15% damage bonus back in like the first couple of months of release. And I mean, back then we were still pre-Mayhem 2.0, so a 15% damage increase back then was fairly decent. But now that we've got Mayhem 2.0, you can tell that this gun has just been left behind, and it's very sad in a lot of ways, because, you know, this thing was like one of those guns in Borderlands 2 that everybody loved, and I would love to see it get that same treatment that like the Butcher got, the Hellwalker got, the freaking Unkempt Herald got, and show this gun some love, man, because right now this gun fucking sucks. And I hate to say it, because I really love the conference call on Borderlands 2. I have a lot of fond memories of my time on Borderlands 2 with the conference call, B Shield, and Terramorphous, you know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you guys think that there's any way to salvage this gun? What would you guys do to make it better? Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, tap the bell icon for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a great day.